We're here.
If you want to know, turn to the PriMalLow Wrestling Show with Tom Malloy, Robert Price, and your host, Rich Lopez.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Rich Lopez, here with my colleague, Robert Price.
Hey there, guys.
Unfortunately, Tom Malloy, who is our other colleague, could not make it today due to scheduling, but like I promised last week, we are not bailing out on any weeks. We're going to give you an episode every week. So hopefully you guys can enjoy this. Coming up on the card today, we will recap Raw, which was the go-home edition of Money in the Bank. We'll elaborate more, but I wasn't too fond of it. Also, we will give our Money in the Bank pay-per-view predictions, which is this Sunday. You can get it on the WWE Network, which you can get for
Silence. $9.99.
Nice. We will follow that up with a weekly topic discussion, which pretty much has to do with Samoa Joe and last week's actions with his Dark Main Event. Can he be trusted? And where does this leave Cesaro?
We'll also have this or that, this week's topic, ladder matches. And we're going to close out the show with our self-high five. They're our top 5 favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time.
Without further ado, let's move on with the show.
You know me.
Okay, so Monday Night Raw was last night. It was a go-home edition of Money in the Bank. Obviously, they really needed to deliver, I thought, because the card doesn't look too strong. So we'll just get right into it, Price. What did you think?
I think they're banking too much on the Cena-Owens. Although their segment was really good, but
So that was too long.
it is too long. But that's what they're banking on for this pay-per-view. Other than the main
Do you
event.
get it? They're
Yeah.
banking on
They're
it.
banking on it. I didn't get it. I also liked Harper and Rowan. I think that it's neat that they're doing the 3D move. I mean, they should do something more destructive because they're two destructive people, but whatever. 3D is a really cool move to see. I also like New Day. I like New Day from before, but now they're evil and cue the evil laughter.
Xavier Woods is just so good on the mic. Or he's not actually on the mic, but you hear him outside the way he talks to the crowd. It's so funny, and it's really good. That's what pretty much I think got them over. But continue.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the main event with Rollins and J&J?
I think it's just...
You think it's a setup or you think it's legit?
I think it's set up.
Think it's set up? I'm going to talk about that with our predictions. I thought Raw was actually terrible, and you know me, I'm not easy to impress, but I figure wrestling's in a slow slump because they're waiting for the build to SummerSlam, but it was awful. The card looks weak. They needed to deliver. They really didn't. I don't actually like Harper and Rowan. I wish instead of doing the 3D, because obviously everybody's going to chant 3D and stuff like that when their finisher's called the Way or whatever it's called.
Right.
Something stupid. They should do it reversed. They should have the guy. It's almost like Harper would do a neck breaker, kind of.
Okay.
I mean, it's like the same exact motion, but just the other guy's just turned around. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And it could look more devastating because you've never seen it before. But yeah, I like them. Hopefully they'll get the push now since Cesaro and Tyson are on hold, which we'll talk to you about later. The Ryback Miz segment I thought was stupid, especially since Miz isn't even tossed in the match. What else is there? Reigns, obviously I still think is a favorite because they just rely heavily on him. And then Kevin Owens and Cena was just too long in the beginning. I'm sick and tired of Raw having these half-hour segments in the beginning of the show, and it's not even a legitimate match. The Neville Owens match wasn't bad, and then just to finish up the main event, Ambrose, just him always getting the upper hand on Rollins means he's going to lose,
Right.
unfortunately. But that will lead us into Money in the Bank, which I'll go over the card real quick. After the match, you could just tell me what you think of it.
Sure.
Kickoff match. We have R-Truth versus King Barrett. What do you think?
This is pretty much his throwaway match. It's on the pre-show, but I think King Barrett might win.
Do you even like what they're doing with King Barrett? No push after King of the Ring?
They're doing absolutely nothing with it, and then R-Truth just comes out and
Says
he
he
just
likes
appears.
ladders.
Yeah,
and that'd be
he's
cool
in
if
the
they
match.
did the winner goes into the Money in the Bank match.
That'd be
I
pretty
think they
neat.
should do that with kickoffs. Like I said last week or 2 weeks ago, where the
Makes them mean
Elimination Chamber,
something.
it should instead of just like what does it do? It does
Throwaway
nothing.
match.
I'm not going to tune in until 8 o'clock anyway. You know, make it worthwhile. Make you tune in 10 minutes early. I agree. King Barrett's going to win just because of the title, because R-Truth has nothing going on. King Barrett's just going to win just because he's King of the Ring. WWE Tag Team Championship match, we have the New Day, which is usually Kofi Kingston and Big E, but because Kofi's in the contract ladder match, it'll be Xavier Woods and Big E versus the Primetime Players. Who do you have?
New Day.
New Day.
I think New Day. However, I don't know if Kofi Kingston will be out there with them or not.
I think he will be, just because it's always them three together. I just think they're so over that they can't lose. It would be cool to see somebody different. I think everybody's held on to the title so long. Somebody needs to get a change. I mean, I know Ryback just won, but that wasn't really a shocker. Do you know what I mean?
No, somebody had to win the title.
Exactly. That's why it wasn't. That's why it wasn't a shocker. So it'd be cool. I think the Primetime Players, they've been doing a lot of good vignettes, entertaining vignettes, and I'm also just a big fan of Tyson O'Neil. I think he's really, really underrated. We'll move along here with the WWE Divas Championship match. We have Nikki Bella, who has held the title, I think, over 200 days, versus Paige. Who do you have with that one?
I have Nikki Bella, just because they're going to have her keep the title.
Break AJ's record?
Yep.
Just because she's not there anymore?
And
I thought about that last night, too. I think the same thing. Unfortunately, I really think that they missed the ball with Naomi. Because I think Naomi and Paige could have a really good rivalry until SummerSlam.
a good wrestling match, yeah.
Definitely good wrestling matches, good rivalries. You want to elaborate more?
I just think Paige is too good of a wrestler to be in this. But however, as we talked in an earlier episode, she gave her the title right when she came in. So now she already hit that ceiling.
Exactly. So no matter what, it's always gonna be that she already had it.
Either they're burying her or they're just throwing her the title to throw her the title.
Yeah. And Nikki, I'll give Nikki credit though. She is trying, and she's actually succeeded. I just think she's held it too long, and there needs to be a change. That's all. Let's go forward again here with the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. It was just announced last night. Ryback, who was the champion, won it at Elimination Chamber, and he will be facing the Big Show.
I think that Ryback will win. I think they already took away that shock factor of him being able to pick up Big Show when he did the Miz segment last night on Raw. But I think Ryback's going to win. He just won the title. I don't see them.
And Big Show's just a jobber. I told you, he's a Hall of Fame jobber right
However,
now.
he is a former Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, he had that for a week. Or, I'm sorry, not a week, a month, excuse me. Big Show doesn't need a title. He's, like I just said, he's a Hall of Famer. Everybody knows him and Kane job right now. It's unfortunate, but I think they should just get off screen, stay backstage, help the younger talent.
Right.
I'd honestly rather Miz versus Ryback, or at least toss Miz in there to make it some dynamic instead of just two big beasts just sticking up the joint. But Ryback will win just because he just won the title 2 weeks ago. So pretty much like you said, the heavily booked match or the heavily hyped match, which is the champion versus champion rematch. We have United States champion John Cena versus NXT champion Kevin Owens. Who do you have and why?
I have Kevin Owens winning, and I think that this is, as we said
Clean.
before, I said clean.
You think clean?
I said clean last week.
Okay.
However, I think that this is, as we talked before, this is the indie circuit versus the WWE machine.
Yeah, we compete. You can just tell by the promos. 15 years Cena's been acknowledged. 15 years Kevin Owens hasn't.
I think Kevin
What does that
Owens
even
is
mean?
gonna win.
You think so?
Yes.
So what do you think they're gonna do with after this? A third match or no? Just over? Over?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna go with. See, I mean, I don't want to take what I read, but obviously I read reports that Creative is sick and tired of doing the John Cena lose, John Cena win, and then the third rubber match where John Cena usually wins. I read that they're just gonna give it to Owens again, which would be amazing, and then obviously they'll put him on a huge pedestal, especially since they're trying to make him the top heel. I think just because SummerSlam I think needs to be huge, and I honestly don't know who John Cena can face to make it a realistic match at SummerSlam. I think Cena has to win. It's unfortunate because I'm sick and tired of the 1-1-1, rivalry scenario. But I think that's what will make SummerSlam big is if they do that and have Owens obviously win the U.S. title at SummerSlam. So I'm gonna have that World Heavyweight Championship match. It's in a ladder match stipulation. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Who do you got?
I think Seth Rollins is going to win. I think that this match, however, I mean, they didn't really show this match being big. I mean, like, it's the main event and everything else, but
It's the same thing.
I think that this is the only reason why this match is a ladder match is because of what they did last year at the Money in the Bank. They tore down that house.
You think
Yes.
so?
Yes.
I think they had to because it was a ladder match. I think there's only 2 pay-per-views because they got lucky last year because they had to have 2 Money in the Bank matches because Daniel Bryan was out.
Right.
This year, I think it would be irrelevant to only have one ladder match because you could do that at TLC.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they had to have 2 ladder matches. So I think that's the reason why they were forced to do it. Although, since you said that, that does make a lot of sense because they really did tear down the house. I think Rollins is going to win because, like I said, Ambrose got the upper hand on him for like the last 4 weeks, including Elimination Chamber. Do you know what I mean? So, Now do you think there's going to be interference at all?
Yeah, I think that there's definitely going to be some sort of interference.
A setup? You think so?
Yeah.
You think the Authority and Rollins are together?
Authority, Rollins, maybe Roman Reigns, maybe J&J Security. Maybe.
Why'd you ruin it for me? Well, it's going to lead...
Depends on who goes last.
You think so?
Yes.
So you're saying if the Money in the Bank goes last, obviously Reigns wouldn't interfere?
No, I don't think.
But if it's before the title match, you think he'll interfere?
Right.
But you think there'll be interference no matter what? So
Yes.
like Authority, if
There's going to be somebody's going to get.
Ambrose is going to lose clean, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. Final match, Money in the Bank contract match. Obviously, everybody should know. If you win the match, you can hold that contract for a title match at any time. It could be a house show, Raw, SmackDown, whatever, for a whole year. Almost everybody is cashed in successfully except for 2 people. So I was going to name the participants real quick. We have Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Kane, Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns. Who do you have and why? And also to add on to it, because we have a couple more minutes, who do you think? What do you think? When do you think they will cash in? Go ahead.
Roman Reigns, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Okay.
For the huge triple threat that we've explained in the past episodes, I think that Randy Orton, he doesn't need the title at this point. If they give him the title, it's just because they want to wait for somebody else. Sheamus, he's given a push, but he's not that top tier person. Kane, once again, jobber. Neville, too
young,
soon.
too fast, yeah.
Too soon. Dolph Ziggler, throwaway, mid-carder. And Kofi Kingston, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, just spots. He's in there just for spots. Okay, I just looked at my time. We don't have that much time, but I'll go fast. I have Roman Reigns winning because Orton, too good, doesn't need a title. Also feuding with Sheamus. If you notice on Raw, they had 2 matches, didn't end clean. That's going to be a feud, I think. Kane, job, obviously. I think that's going to be... I think he'll go into the holdover rivalry until SummerSlam. He'll have a feud with Rollins. Neville, too soon. Ziggler, feud with Rusev, especially after what happened on Raw with Lana falling off the stage. Kofi Kingston's already a champion. Like I said, he's usually in the matches. He's just got tossed in this one for spots. Reigns, here's my idea. I think Reigns is going to win. He's going to join the Authority at SummerSlam. I'm thinking about this real quick. Lesnar's going to face Rollins, I think, at SummerSlam. Lesnar has to go over Rollins. There's no way, you know what I mean? This is my opinion. Lesnar goes over Rollins. Authority dump Rollins and get him out of the way. Reigns will cash in Money in the Bank on Lesnar. So you got the win that you wanted at WrestleMania.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because he was planning to beat Lesnar. But the backlash happened.
And Lesnar loses.
For
the second time.
Exactly.
Without losing.
Exactly. He'll get screwed over by the Authority. He already wrestled the whole match. He's going to lose. He really didn't lose fresh. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's my opinion. I think he'll win cash in at SummerSlam. There will be a triple threat. I think Ambrose would win the Royal Rumble. And then while Rollins and Reigns feud heading into WrestleMania. Hopefully I'm correct because I would love to see that. I just have a crazy imagination. Hopefully Money in the Bank's good because they really need to deliver, especially because the last couple have been really good. But we'll see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now we will move on to our weekly topic discussions. Okay, so Samoa Joe, who just recently signed a full-time WWE contract because a lot of people are saying because the TNA / Ring of Honor Destination America contract. Nonetheless, signed a recent contract. Merchandise is going through the roof. Anyway, last week he worked a dark match with Tyson Kidd. I'm assuming, I didn't read a lot of reports. I read a couple of reports that he injured Tyson Kidd. It was around the finisher, if it's the Muscle Buster. I think that's what I read it was on. Anyway, obviously Tyson Kidd's a former WWE Tag Team Champion with Cesaro. But here's my thing to you. Here's my question. It was his very first match in the WWE. Do you think WWE wrestlers want to wrestle with him now, knowing that he just hurt somebody on his very first match? Do you think they could trust Samoa Joe?
I think it's going to be split because, I mean, it's his very first match. It could be just dumb luck.
Yeah.
But if it's his finisher, I mean, they're going to change it a lot. I mean, they don't like to push people that come from other companies to begin with from TNA. And this
Even somebody on this level, though?
Yeah, this might be the thing that still buries him with the fact of nobody wants to do those kind of spots with him.
Okay.
And that's going to change his entire moveset because of the fact that he does a lot of these moves. The Muscle Buster is where his head is next to your knees. And Kevin Owens does a similar move, as I told you before.
Yeah.
I just think that's way too dangerous for
people that want to take spots.
Yeah.
See, when I was writing this question for us, like on the script, I was thinking that not every person, but some people, will be hesitant. As I think about it, though, I thought about right before as you were talking, a lot of people are from the Indies are now in WWE. They probably have wrestled him a million times. They probably realize that he's safe. Also, I think that if you're in a match with Samoa Joe because of his status, around the world, you're gonna get, you get some sort of, notoriety from it. So I think there'll be more people than not to wrestle him.
But they'll be hesitant.
But I think people like, I don't know, like Cena, who's probably never wrestled him ever, or Orton, like stuff like that. Even though they're pros,
they don't want to take that spot.
They don't want to take the spot, exactly. But if you have people like Neville or Owens or Zayn or who else, Ziggler will probably do it.
Sami Zayn signed right up.
Yeah, right?
Injury storyline all the way.
All the way. Ziggler, like all those wrestlers that, they could actually wrestle. That's the only thing that's scary about it, though, is that Tyson Kidd's actually a wrestler. It's not like he did it to Ryback, who's not coordinated. Do you know what I mean?
And also, Tyson Kidd is a smaller wrestler.
That's what's scary, too. Like, that's a Ziggler body frame or a Daniel Bryan.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I would think. That's what I would get scared of. But I think a lot more people would wrestle him still rather than not. I just wanted to throw that in there because I found it interesting. First match, injure somebody after being in the rival company for such a long time. Like I just said, obviously, we just talked about Tyson Kidd is out. So Cesaro, who was his tag team partner, goes back solo. And like I said last week, most of these discussions are going to deal with booking. So how would you book Cesaro going forward?
He's definitely like the mid-card level, maybe a feud with Ryback, John Cena, maybe, because Cesaro had these promos before he got with Tyson Kidd that the people in the back don't want to book him the right way.
Yeah.
He came out and said it.
He did.
Bad News
He got
Barrett,
punished.
Sheamus.
So pretty much the mid-card.
Yeah, pretty much just like the Intercontinental / United States kind of status there. Or they just don't book him at all, just like they did with Jimmy or Jey Uso.
What are the Usos?
Right. They're a tag team. And
yeah, but that's the thing. Do you think that the reason why they don't book him is because they're not known as single competitors? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like Cesaro's known as single. Team. Yeah.
And Cesaro is not just a tag team partner, but yeah, he's been a tag team partner for the past couple of years.
Yeah, if you think about it.
He's only been in singles
a couple months.
A couple times. And when he was in the singles matches, he always had Zeb Coulter or Jack Swagger or Natalya or Tyson Kidd with him. So.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I don't know why I thought about this. Do you remember it was shortly after he broke up with Paul Heyman, he wanted to be in the Authority?
That's right.
I would just throw him in the Authority.
Just build the Authority into this huge thing?
I would literally just get rid of Big Show and Kane and just replace them with Cesaro and Reigns.
And then Big Show and Kane can battle.
Even if they had to. I'm sick and tired. I'm literally just sick and tired of seeing Kane and Big Show on screen. Okay. Because it's almost a guaranteed loss.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you should just replace him. Because, like I said, Cesaro wanted to be a Triple H guy. I think that's actually what he said. It was towards, I forget, it was a couple years ago, but like I said, you remember it, obviously. So I think that would just make sense because it would be, like I said, it would just replace Big Show and Kane. Just because he's a good wrestler, he cannot be off TV. He's so good. Everything he does is just perfection almost. I really like he's really not good on the mic, but that's why Triple H is there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he could actually work on his mic skills anyway.
Right.
Plus him and Reigns together, you don't actually need to be like buddy-buddy, but almost be like Shamrock and Big Boss Man when they were in the corporation.
Right.
They weren't buddy-buddy. They didn't act buddy-buddy. They were tag team champions, though.
They went out and they did the job.
They did the job that Vince wanted. So to have them do the job that Triple H wanted.
That's a very good point.
And then when Tyson Kidd comes back, have him go against Cesaro. I mean, I don't know how you'd be able to write that in, but just to get Tyson,
they can do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Just have him ease back into wrestling just by doing that. And then I was thinking, Cesaro, if you wanted to book him all the way to WrestleMania, since he's in the Authority, give him the IC title, have that IC title ladder match again, which I think they should do every year because it was just really, really exciting. But that's just what I think. Will that happen? More likely than not. Oh, another reason why I put him in the Authority, Triple H is very high on him backstage. He's been high on him. The reason why Cesaro hasn't gotten a push is because of Vince. If it was up to Triple H, him and Tyson Kidd would both be pushed as single wrestlers.
I can see Cesaro. I can't see Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd's one of those high flyers.
I can see him as like a U.S.
He
title.
pretty much replaced what was Evan Bourne.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's not anything that special, I believe. I mean, I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad because he's part of the Hart family, technically, but I don't think he's anything special. I think Cesaro, he's very strong. He has some sort of pedigree behind him. He had a nice little past in Ring of Honor. He is a great wrestler.
No, I agree.
He knows how to command inside those four ropes.
No, I understand. Like I said, Tyson Kidd's okay. Like, I like Tyson Kidd. He's a good wrestler. Will he ever be a champion? I don't think he should be a champion. If he is, it should be like maybe the U.S. or Intercontinental.
Right.
A small reign. I'm not saying like a year reign or like it was not even a reign like Cena, because Cena's had it for a couple months now. I mean, if you wanted to give him a title, you could, obviously, a mid-card one, but not long. Cesaro, I think you book him. Intercontinental, I always said, like I just said, Intercontinental title, put him in a ladder match if they had one, have him lose at some point, groom him for the WWE, or, the World Heavyweight. Because I think he has that capability, that's all.
He does.
I like both of our ideas. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Tyson Kidd's not even extremely hurt and he can still be on TV, because I just like watching him wrestle. So let's just move forward with the show here, and we will talk about our this or that segment. Okay, this or that. For our new viewers who are on SoundCloud, here's what it is. For our viewers on YouTube, let's reiterate it. This topic today is regarding the ladder matches, historical ladder matches. I pretty much just give myself and Price an option, and we just choose either or. You either choose this or you choose that. Ready? So here we go. What was the better ladder match? Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10, or Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at SummerSlam 1995?
WrestleMania 10.
Why?
Because for a lot of people, that was the first ladder match that they've seen. And that is the place that every ladder match that came after that based off of. Okay. The spots that they did in there were pretty much advanced until we seen the Jeff Hardy Edge, them going way too far over the bar.
Well, yeah, they make every ladder match now look not even fair because of the restrictions that you have with doctors and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But, okay, I agree. I agree with you, but if you wanted to make a case for the SummerSlam 95, I would just say Shawn Michaels took more risks off the ladder. I don't know if you remember. He did a backflip off it. He did the splash even though he missed. It wasn't regarding a ladder, but he took a suplex over the top rope and actually landed on his back outside. There's a lot more spot taking in that. So I guess, that also set a blueprint, I think. Shawn Michaels set a lot of blueprints, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that match, even though it was a ladder, like the aerial assault was more in that one rather than WrestleMania 10. But WrestleMania 10, like you said, is better because it was the first one that a lot of people saw, and it pretty much set the pace for
everything that followed after.
Especially all the single ones after.
Right.
Obviously, the tag team, you have more dynamics, you have more wrestlers, you have more ladders, more options. And that's going to lead us to pretty much two historical tag teams when it comes to ladder matches, which is the Hardy Boys and Edge. But the mainstays out of these tag teams, which was Jeff Hardy and Edge. Who do you think was the better ladder match performer, Jeff Hardy or Edge?
Edge.
Why?
I think Edge because he didn't have to rely on all the huge spots of jumping off a ladder in order to do something. He, set up tables. He did more psychology things. Like they won one of the ladder matches. They put a table in between the two ladders.
Oh, WrestleMania 2000.
So they didn't have to climb up a ladder and try to grab it like the basic way that we all would.
I'm going to make this very simple. I picked Edge as well because he won those matches. You know what I mean? Like, he won those matches. Yeah, Jeff Hardy took more spots. Actually, you really can't say he took more spots because Edge took a lot of ladder match spots that Jeff Hardy wasn't in. There's a couple matches with Cena that he took. The TLC matches Unforgiven.
Him versus Undertaker.
Sam versus Undertaker took a lot of spots. But, I mean, obviously the more notorious ones are from Jeff Hardy. Edge took a lot of spots, like I said, not as notable as his, but he took spots. But for me, I just picked Edge because he just won. And obviously, just like in sports, you always forget, you don't forget the loser, but I feel like you recognize the winner more. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing right now. So, I just talked about the spots. Who took the better ladder match spot? We have Edge's spear on Jeff Hardy at the top of the ladder at WrestleMania 17. It was a TLC match, but still, everybody knows it. It's when he's like halfway up the ladder. It's like 20 feet up. Spears when Jeff Hardy's hanging off the rope or titles. Or do we have Jeff Hardy's leap on Edge? You remember that, right? Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 23.
Broke the ladder.
Broke the ladder. It was the first time we ever saw, I think, a ladder break in half.
Right.
What do you think was?
I picked the spear off of the ladder just because everything was focused on that moment.
That's a really iconic moment.
The Money in the Bank one, Jeff Hardy jumped off and he took Edge out of the match, and I believe he might have taken himself out of the match, maybe completely, or he might.
I think he might do one more spot.
Done one more thing,
don't quote me though.
But there was 10 other things that were happening in there.
So you don't remember as much.
If Jeff Hardy did that and then he won the match, you might have been able to remember that. But I liked.
See, I like that. I mean, I like the leap more. Maybe it's because I don't see it as much. I mean, obviously the spear, because the spear you see it all the time now when you talk about Edge.
Right.
And it's probably the greatest spot up to that point that you would ever see. However, I was just sick and tired of seeing it because as good as it was, obviously both people lived. You know what I mean? And they continued the match. The leap on from Jeff Hardy onto Edge, it's never been done before. That height, that velocity, that intensity. Obviously, Edge got hurt because he didn't even continue the match. He left. Was it fake or not, or was it set up or not? We don't know. Jeff Hardy, I don't think. Now I'm trying to think about it. I don't think he continued that. Well, he was in the match, but he didn't continue.
Right.
So obviously, it shows how much more physical that spot was than the spear. Spear's more iconic. Jeff Hardy's leap is more physical, I think. Okay. Here's the fatal four-way of this or that, I'm going to call it. Best Money in the Bank ladder match. WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania 22, WrestleMania 23, or WrestleMania 24, if you remember all those.
I do remember all those.
Okay.
And I don't like 24 or 23. They're pretty much the same thing, same ending spots and stuff.
Yeah.
Biggest thing from 24 was the backstabber from Carlito.
That was awesome.
I think. 22, I mean, it was awesome that we had Finlay and Ric Flair in it. Ric Flair broke his back in it. He left. He came back.
Got
to the
knocked
typical
out.
Ric Flair spots. But I like 21.
Me
21.
Too. It's the first one.
You had the build up for it. I mean, you didn't expect what was going to happen from it. You had Edge. You had Chris Jericho. You had Shelton Benjamin first showing how good and how athletic he was in these matches.
I think he's the best ladder match performer that everybody forgets.
You had the physicality of Kane. You had Christian with Tyson Tomko. You thought he was going to win because Tyson was helping out. And then you have the no-no person that we can't talk about.
No, you don't. We know who it is. He almost won it. All wrestling historians, you guys know who we're talking about, who almost had it, but Edge hit his arm. We don't say that word. We don't say those two words.
We can't talk about the Wolverines.
No. Good hint, though. All right, for me, I had the first one, too, because it was the first thing. It was the first match in that magnitude. Obviously, it was at WrestleMania, so it was a big, it was a great idea, great concept. Edge cashing it in made it more special, I think, because of the way he did it. But, yeah, Shelton Benjamin, like I just said, I think is the greatest ladder match performer that everybody forgets about. And then, obviously, look at the Hall of Famers that are going to be in there. You would have one, but we can't talk about them. Edge, Kane, Christian will be in there too. The only one that probably won't be in there is Shelton Benjamin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the amount of people that you see in there, I just don't know. I just think it's for the first one and the standard that they put, that they raised, I thought was pretty well accomplished. Let's just wrap up the show here. Favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time. Like I said, Money in the Bank is this Sunday, so I figured we'd do our Sub 5-5 in regards to Money in the Bank. Do you want to start, Price?
I'll start it off. My number 5 is Kane. He cashed in the same night. Thought that was pretty awesome. RVD, he did it at ECW. One night stand.
Mm-hmm.
Great match with Cena.
Yes.
Everybody thought Cena was going to win. RVD actually did win. Awesome. Daniel Bryan. I was there in attendance at that SmackDown that Teddy Long, where he first won, but Teddy Long rolled it off.
Yeah.
Crowd exploded. That started the whole thing with Daniel Bryan.
Yep, I agree.
Because the match that they had following that for the cage match was awesome. And
it was.
That was the start of how hot he was getting.
Exactly.
Seth Rollins, because it just happened recently, and also was on one of the greatest stages of them all, WrestleMania.
First time.
And my
it's been
number
done.
1 is Edge, because he started it all off with the way that he did it. If he did it any other way and he just called out a match, it might not have this
Well, not the effect
mystery.
Yeah, mystique. Yeah.
Mystique, thank you.
That's cool.
The mystery of when is it going to happen?
No, I completely agree. I mean, that's
The shock value.
like I told you, I was gonna put that as number 1, but you did, so I didn't want to obviously, not copy you, but I didn't want to make it boring for the viewers. My number 5, I'm gonna give love to a person that didn't win. Obviously, like I said before, there's only 2 people that didn't win. Cena, who was a good guy. Oh, I'm gonna give you a heads up. 1 week from today, I'm gonna cash in. Obviously, everybody knows it ended disqualification. I don't care about that. Sandow. The reason why I'm saying that is because he should have won. Cena came back early from injury. It would have been great to see Sandow win when he cashed in on him. Have Cena off TV for another month, and then have a quick feud with Sandow. He could have won it back, but and then Sandow did it off a promo where he thought he was better than Cena, hit him in the shoulder. Like I said, he should have won, but Cena killed another great push. 4, I have Rollins because it was done at WrestleMania, and that's never been done before. And he was a perfect guy for it if it wasn't an Edge or a Ziggler, because he has that opportunistic mentality. Number 3, I have Ziggler because I actually thought he was going to be the first one to ever cash in at WrestleMania, but instead he did it the day after, which was awesome because Jack Swagger was in trouble legally, and Del Rio was just not over as a face, so it was great to see Ziggler cash in. Number 2, I have Edge. Like I said, he was going to be my number 1, but I'll take him at 2 because he did it, like you said, out of nowhere. So that keeps the mystique of Money in the Bank when somebody has that briefcase. And if it wasn't for him, the Money in the Bank match probably wouldn't mean as much either, since he actually successfully cashed it in. Number 1, I guess I'm biased, but I do like the way it ended because Triple H went heel, Randy Orton. SummerSlam, Daniel Bryan, the Cinderella story, beats Cena. Triple H helps him out, pedigrees him. Orton, Orton came out, Triple H pedigreed him. Orton pins for the
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, excuse me. And then that's almost like a mini Evolution, which I got excited for because I was a big Evolution fan. Hopefully, like I said, it's the same exact thing this year. That's maybe another reason why I picked Orton. Hopefully Reigns wins, and he joins the Authority, and he goes heel before he turns into the big global babyface. Will we find out this Sunday? Yes, we will. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Tune in next week so we can recap Money in the Bank and tell you guys our thoughts. Of course, we'll recap Raw. And the game show will return with Price and Tom Malloy. Next week, we'll talk Money in the Bank since we couldn't due to Tom's absence. Be sure to check us out on social media. We have Twitter, PriMalLow Show, or at PriMalLow Show, excuse me. That's Twitter, Facebook. Just search us, our page up. It's the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. We're also on YouTube. We have all 9 of our previous episodes up there. 10 will be up there very, very shortly. And now debuting on SoundCloud. So thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Keep the viewers. Tell your friends to tune in. We appreciate it, and we will promise to keep delivering as best we can. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. You want to do your sign off?
Have a nice day.
Nice. Take care, guys. Thank you.